There we go. Starting a little bit early. We're gonna do. I'm gonna do blocks of four rams at a time, and I'll just look at the screen until it clears up and looks right. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll start right up here, right up in the front. Right up front. Nice new ceramic rams. What's up, Senley? Hello, Mark. Yeah, we're just I'm going to go through, and hopefully this is not a very long stream, but I'm going to go through and do these blocks of 4 RAM. Hopefully find a bad chip. So there, I got 4 of them replaced, and now I'll go ahead. And once again, you're just going to have to take my word for what the screen looks like. I've been looking at cameras, another camera. They're all right. That's not that block. Looks the same, same garbage. So we'll try the next block. I think I'm going to start at the. No, I'll just keep going the way I'm going. No reason to change anything up now. This is the great thing about having sockets, having everything socketed. I would love to have, I was thinking about socketing one of my Wizard of War cards so that I could, or maybe just put 4 sockets in there because I got the test rig to where I can test RAM cards. I could do blocks of 4 or just socket the whole thing so I can put 16 RAMs in and test them all. Because that's testing them the way that if they're bad, I'll know it. The Inquisitor doesn't do it quite right. Okay, we got the same garbage, same thing. So it wasn't those 4. And I didn't think it would because that's the 8 that I replaced to begin with. Yeah, I got the card test stuff for the card rack system. And it'd be nice to have socketed RAM cards so that I could actually test 16 at a time. That would be nice. So now we're going to move down to here. See if we get anything different. And fire it up. Yeah, suddenly that's a good idea. And we're getting the same thing. Same stuff. I might do that. That's a I mean, that is a great idea for testing these. Okay. One, two, three. Okay. No, same thing. I wonder if having too low a voltage on the custom chips would make a difference because I'm running them with 8 volts, and I think they're supposed to be around 9 or something like that. I think I used 8 volts before and it was fine. Come on. That would be something to think about too. Is I'm running my custom chips. I have 8 volts coming to the board for those. I went a little low on the voltage because I figure it's easier on them, but they might not run right with a low voltage. I don't know. I think it's worse. It is worse. Why is it worse? Huh. Okay, I did these. Hmm. Okay, that was these. I want to go back to these again. I almost feel like I'm wasting my time doing this. I feel like I need to desolder some cards from a Wizard of War card and go that route and actually use the test program to test these. It's what I feel like I need to do. I'm not loving doing this. Yeah, same junk. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to move to 9 volts on this. I moved to my 9 volt regulator and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So I'm just going to switch it back to my 8 volt regulator. Yeah, suddenly I don't have the monitor camera. I actually looked at on Amazon because I need to get one that has an that will interface with um, micro HDMI like my other one. The one that has this overhead view that has an interface for micro HDMI, so it's easy to use. All I have to do is then buy an HDMI to USB adapter and plug it into my computer, and it basically turns it into a webcam. So it makes it easy. What's up, Todd? All right, let's move on. And here we go. Yeah, I want to get. I need to get my another camera. I want to do that, but they're not exactly cheap. They're new. They're still like $300 new. Same thing. I'm starting to think maybe this isn't. Oh, that's all the RAM, and it's the same thing. No change, and I'm not very confident in this testing. I'm not very confident in this at all. And it seems like the screen got worse. It got a little bit worse during doing this. I kind of want to remove this group right here. I'm not sure if it was this group. No, just the same junk, the same garbage. Okay. Before I move on, before I move on from this, I really want to make sure that this is not a RAM issue before I start analyzing anything. Oh, this is turning out to be a tough one, but I've got to make sure that it's not RAM because I am not one who likes to be chasing problems that don't exist. So I need to make sure that this isn't a RAM problem or chasing something that's the wrong problem. So I need to completely be verified that something is good or not good before I move on. And right now, I am not confident that these RAM are good. So what I really want to do is do some. I want to do some checks. I'm going to put these RAM up. Okay, and I'm going to get a container to hold stuff. I'm going to remove all of these RAM, and I'm going to double check my work first. And I might as well just disassemble this. Jesus. I'm going to remove all the RAM chips. And then I'm going to get a continuity meter and just double check my work. I have to make sure, I have to be 100% sure that everything is A-okay. Make sure I don't have an address line not connected or anything like that. I have to make sure that nothing like that has happened. Can't be questioning that. And then I think what I'm going to end up doing, settling, is I'm going to remove like 8 RAMs or something like that off of one of my Wizard of War cards, and I'm going to test banks of 8 at a time. It won't take that long to do that. And I don't have all day. I can only work until about 2 o'clock today. Me and the girlfriend are going kayaking today, and we have a 3 o'clock appointment. So actually, I can't really. I kind of need to be done. Probably 1:30. So about 1:30, I'm going to be off of this stream. So I'm not going to be able to get a whole lot done, but at least I'll get hopefully a couple of answers. All right. Okay. Houston, I think we have a problem. I need to look up the pin out for a 4116 or 4027, but I think there's a short. Okay. Row select and chip select, I don't think should be short. Yeah, they should. Yeah, it's going straight through. Okay, Houston, we do not have a problem. False alarm. That's not a problem. No short. So four goes four. The row select is the chip select. That's strange. Yeah, the 4027 obviously it has a chip select and it's 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 connected right to row select. Okay, that's not going to be. That row seems to be fine. Just make sure pin 2, the data input, is good. And it is. Okay. It's very tedious. Very, very tedious. Pin 2, data input. Just make sure that it's connected. If it just works, I don't have to do this. But it's not working, so I need to know. I need to know in my mind 100% that it's not my work. So I have to do this, unfortunately. Okay. I know that one's good. Two rows good. Three. Four. This could very well be a bit shifting problem out of these RAM. But right now, I have to verify. I have to 100% be sure it's not RAM before I move on because I don't want. I just want to make sure that it is 100% not RAM because RAM is the most probable culprit. So I'm going to spend most time verifying that these things are not faulty or I didn't make a mistake in my removal and socketing. You know, there's no shorts or anything like that. Okay. All right, I just want to go through this one more time. Make sure my inputs and outputs are not shorted to anything. I didn't do that up here. Okay, it's not my work. The work is good. That question is answered. So, what time is it? I got an hour. I got an hour. Hmm. I got 1 hour. You know what I'm going to spend my 1 hour doing? I spend my 1 hour removing some chips off of this board. I'm going to remove 8 of them. And then I'm going to use that with the Midway card rack test system to test these. And thank goodness they are not folded over. These will be easy to desolder. Hello, Brendan. Hey, Brendan, I'm going to be going out and doing a little bit of kayaking, river kayaking today. I can't wait. Yeah, these were wave soldered for sure. Wave soldering's been around for a long time. thank you again, Mr. Hako. You are the best. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now I'll be able to test banks of 8. But first I have to put new sockets in here. And it is 12:30. What'd that take? 10 minutes? Perfect. Not a pulled, not one pulled pad. This is manufactured way better than that other board. Way better. That one didn't solder in. That one's still loose. I like half and half. I do half and half. I don't do I don't like sweet coffee. Yeah, I don't know, Brendan, but these boards are a lot better built. This one is. You might be. I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird that Midway. Well, I don't know. It just I don't know. But this is these are a better made board, it seems. The other one wasn't terrible though. There's worse out there for sure. Now I will be able to use this in my Midway card rack test system to test 8 of these RAMs at a time. And it'll be a true test. Okay. This way, if all of these RAMs test good, then I can move on. And I know it's not RAM. Process of elimination. And it's got to be something else on the board. This is kind of cool to do this anyway. I'm happy about this. Not that I'll, well, this will help me for future, maybe for future repairs. If I get like Gorf repairs in or whatever, I'll have this card where I can use this to test RAMs. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not, because why would I need that? But anyway, it's going to help me with this. It'll help with this. All right, there's that. Okay. So, I'm going to get that card rack tester out. The Midway card rack test system. And we'll start testing these RAMs. How's that sound? That's going to go there. That's going to go there. This is going to go there. Okay. Card rack test system. Wizard of War setup. I need my forgot how to use this. We're going to switch that over to RAM test. Okay, I need one good RAM chip or RAM card inserted. I need my CPU board. I need my CPU board. And what else do I need? Maybe the pattern board. I forget how to use this thing. I know this goes on the outside because the RAMs plug into it. I know that, like that. And I think that's it. I mean, I think this goes in maybe right here. Okay. And this is the test video connector. This is shorted to there for whatever reason. I don't know. All right, I am completely baffled as to how this goes here. Maybe that goes there. I forget how this goes. I forget how to hook this up. This is the video. Yes, black and white video. Like that, I believe. That goes there. That plugs in there, of course. This is it's been a while since I've used this, and I don't exactly remember how to do it. So I think this is all you need: CPU board, a good RAM card, and then the two boards, and then this plugged into here. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn it on and see what happens. See what I get over there on the monitor. It looks like it's horizontal sync issue. I don't know why. Maybe I don't have. Maybe I do need a pattern board. I don't know. Do I need to put a pattern board in here? I don't think so. I don't think I can fit a pattern board in here. I don't know. Maybe I got this backwards. Maybe I got this backwards. Maybe I've got it completely in wrong. Boy, I really don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, yeah. Huh. I don't remember how to use this. Oh, there it is. Hey, you have to use this plug. I had it plugged in wrong. And it's telling me that every RAM is bad because I don't have, I need to document this. Yeah, that doesn't make sense that this would plug in there because that thing goes to the RGB board. So, yeah, okay. Now I'll put this in and it should just tell me that those 8 RAMs are bad because I don't have them in the board. Yep. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. Now I can start testing these RAMs. And as they're good, I'll move them over to here as they're good. This is nice to be able to test 8 RAMs at a pop. And if they all come back good, then I know to move on. Okay, here we go. And we'll see. They're all good. I'm going to reset it and do it again. And yeah, those are all good. No problem. 8 more. I put away my UPS order yesterday. I actually had a big order, had a lot of stuff come in. A lot of sockets, of course. Okay. Let's make sure. Got a bad one. We got a bad one right here. Loser. Yep. That guy's bad. I'll put the bad one right in the middle. So there you go. We got one bad one. Okay. Okay. All good. Okay. Last 8. The last of the 8. And they're all good. Yep, no problem. So that was it. Well, there was one bad one. There was one bad one on there. Okay. Put my RAMs back in here. Nice ceramics back in. And give them a test. There we go. Those RAMs are all good. Yeah, I need to replace one, so I'm going to grab one and test it. Okay. Grab one out of my stock and test it. Looks like it's a pull. And that one is no good. That one's no good. I should test all of these pulls that I have in here. Let's try this one. That one is good. Yep, that one's okay. So there we go. Now we have a good set. This one tested okay. So there we go. Okay. This is awesome. Um, I need to write on this. Put my Wizard of War back together. There we go. And this can get put up. But I need to write on this Wizard of War. I need to do something with this. Um, on the back of it, I guess I'll try putting use for um, use for test. Maybe, hopefully, I'll remember. There. There we go. And I use the MCR connector. I use my MCR power supply adapter to run my Midway my Gorf stuff because it's got a reset signal. So there you go. There's that. So we got our RAMs. Our RAMs are done and good. So our problem now is not RAM. I know that 100%. So now let's populate it. I'm going to throw the bad one. I'm going to throw that one in the trash. And now we'll populate. I still think, because I remember when I was doing the 4-bit block checks, it went goofy looking on me when I was doing it. So I think that RAM went bad when I was doing that. So I think I think I'm still going to have an issue. So I don't think that this is going to be fixed, is what I'm saying. I think we still have a problem, but it's not RAM related. That at least I can say I know. So we're going to have actual logic issues on this board, I believe. And I am not going to have time to do that today. So there's going to be more of this. More of this, I'm sure of it. power. Oh shit! Catastrophe! Be right back. Be right back. That was awesome. All right. That was great. That was awesome. Let's just keep that between us. Okay. This I don't need. This is actually this power supply. Hmm. All right. Well, let's see what this thing looks like. See if it works. I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to have issues. Yeah, it's got the same issues. It's got its original issues. And I really need, I really, really, really need a camera so that you can see that. Yeah. All right. So it's at the same place that it was yesterday. It worked today and really got nowhere. So, but I know that it's not RAM. So that's good. It is not RAM. It could be where the RAM bits are coming out here. I kind of don't know about that because it looks, I don't know. This is kind of a baffler. Let me think. I kind of think this might be a problem on that backboard, possibly. I don't know. I don't know yet. I think what I'm going to do is look. I need to look at the schematic for this and find out where the game graphics are being. The main graphics. I know the RAM, but I kind of think this is a problem on the backboard, on this board. That's what I believe. I'll let me try. I'll try like taking a picture, and I'll try to show a picture of it on the screen. You see down in the game over where it's got extra lines in the game over? It's got extra lines down where it says game over. Other than that, it's not bad, but it's got some extra stuff down there that shouldn't be there. And you cannot see the torpedoes. When the torpedoes come up, you cannot see them. So there's definitely there's something wrong with it, but it's hard to know exactly what. It really looks like RAM. It still may be in the RAM circuitry. It could be in the it could be in the bits coming out of the RAM, but I would expect to see something across the whole screen if it were. Hmm. It's not ROM because I did a fluke check on the ROMs and it's not the ROMs. So I think what I'm going to start doing, what I'm going to do when I start troubleshooting this is I'm probably going to analyze these chips. There's 166s here, these four 166s, and I will probably analyze those. And then there's these muxes. There's some 253 mux chips that I can analyze those. Those are the RAM bits are coming out, and I believe that each one of these banks is being serialized by the 166, and then I think that that bit goes and is muxed with something else through these 153s or 253s. So I can make sure that the serializing is proper of the bits, and I'll do that. I'll set up really quick and do a 166 analyzing and the 253s. And then there's some other stuff on here. I can do some basic just probing around, and make sure that this stuff is okay. There's just an issue on this board somewhere. And where is it? I don't know. I don't know yet. But that'll be the fun of finding out. What's up, Claudio? Can you hear me now, Sonny? Can you hear me good now? It shows that you should be able to hear me good. I guess I should have one of those clip-on mics, but yeah, yeah. Yeah, the replica. This does not this does not have the not that I have to look at this board, but I can't imagine that all that circuitry is on here. This does not have the equivalent of the pattern board on it. It doesn't. So I would say this is probably a hybrid of the Space Invaders hardware and the Astrocade hardware. It's probably the computing side of it is Astrocade, and the graphics part of it is probably more along the lines of Seawolf, or that would be my guess. That's why I'm kind of thinking that this problem that we're having could very well be on this back board, because I know that some of that graphics is going to be through the circuits on this board. How you doing, Claudio? Well, guys, it's 1:30. That means I need to get going. So, what did we do today? We spent a lot of time to find out that this is not a RAM problem. Um, I have peace of mind knowing that this RAM is good. So I can move ahead now. And next time I come on here, I'm going to have I'm going to be doing some analyzing with the logic analyzer. So that will be fun. And I'm going to get another camera, guys. I'm going to do it. And that camera will not be stationary. Like when I'm doing the analyzer, I'll have it on the analyzer. When I'm turning on a game, I'll move it over to the monitor itself. Because I kind of like doing this live streaming, to be honest. I like it better. Um, so we didn't really accomplish much today. This thing's still in the exact same state that it was when we started. But at least I eliminated RAM as the issue. This is not a RAM issue. So so I believe I can put the I'll put the sides back on this thing, because I don't think I need to take it apart anymore. And I'm going to have to, if I want to get to this board, I have to flip this thing like that so that this board is looking at me. But next time will be probably tomorrow. I'll probably live stream tomorrow, and I'll be doing logic analyzer stuff, starting with that, because I want to analyze the bits coming out of these banks and make sure that that is doing what it should do, these 166s, and then what's muxed in here. And I'd like to actually look at the schematic and find out what is actually muxed in here, because it's probably graphic data from this back board is probably muxed with bit data from the RAM, and one of them is probably like tied low or something like that. So that's probably what's going on here. But I'd like to verify that, look at the schematic. That's kind of how Space Invaders works. It's got these muxes here that actually mux CPU data, RAM data, um, and back backboard graphic data. So that's where our problem's going to be, I believe, somewhere like that. So the next one will be interesting. We'll be doing some analyzing, which is cool. I like to use the analyzer, so that'll be fun. So be sure to tune in, check tomorrow around the same time, hopefully around noon, 1 o'clock, something like that. I'll get on my time, um, Eastern time, US, and yeah, we'll figure it out. So, all right, guys, take care. Have a great Saturday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Be back tomorrow to do some analyzing. Take care.